Our next guest is part philosopher, part self-help podcaster. He's the host of the Daily Stoic, which applies the ancient Greek philosophy of Stoicism to modern life. Guests on his show have included Malcolm Gladwell, Matthew McConaughey, and a lot of leaders in the CEO world, including the CEO of Shopify, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and so many others. Anyway, here he is. He's at our table. Ryan Holiday, best-selling author of multiple books on Stoicism. His new book, Right Thing, Right Now, is out this week. Here it is. And this is book number 16.
Yes.
That's a lot of books you've been
probably
writing over the years. Are you a Stoic?
I try to be.
Can we define Stoicism for the audience?
My working definition is Stoic doesn't control what happens, but they focus on how they respond to what happens. And the idea that the virtues of Stoicism are courage, discipline, justice, and wisdom. So we try to respond with those things to the best of our abilities.
How much are you an author and how much are you like a psychiatrist to all of these people that come on your podcast?
It's surreal. When I went to my publisher in 2012 and I said I want to write a book about an obscure school of ancient philosophy, I'm not sure I envisioned any of this, and certainly they didn't envision any of this. So it's been surreal to hear from military leaders and tech leaders and athletes and actors that this thing from so long ago could have so much relevance, particularly amongst elite performers.
And do you feel like you live a stoical life?
Yeah, look, I'm certainly not writing the books from the perspective of having mastered these things and I'm explaining to you how easy they are. I'm writing about them first and foremost to myself because I need reminders of them as much as anyone else. I try to be stoic. I think I'm good at it, good at some of the stuff, not so good at the other stuff, but I'm working on it.
What are you good at and what are you not good at?
You know, the discipline thing comes easier to me than courage or justice. I think I'm reasonably intelligent. I'm always trying to learn. But
break those other pieces down, the justice piece and the courage piece, what that even means.
Yeah, so the cardinal virtues are courage, discipline, justice, wisdom. So, courage is important, but in pursuit of what? Wisdom is important, but without the discipline, the strength to bring it into reality, what can you do? So these sort of interlocking virtues are what try to shape us as aspiring Stoics.
Have you found, you talk to athletes and you talk to CEOs and all sorts of other people. Do you find that there's one type of winner, if you will, that's better at this? I actually would think athletes would be because you have to go through pain.
Yeah, I think
discipline, and there's it's so physical.
Well, what's
fascinating
is that what they all share in common is that at the elite level, it comes down to the mental side of things. So that you go into these locker rooms and what they're really thinking about is not the X's and O's or how to get 1% stronger, but how to bounce back from injuries, how to deal with things not going your way, how to deal with stress, how to find peace and stillness inside the craziness. So to me, that's where the philosophy side of things really comes in. And that's what it was doing 2,000 years ago for a general or an emperor. Okay, so if we're not, we have a lot of CEOs who watch the broadcast, and they could use some of your help. But we also have just folks who are struggling, like on a day-to-day basis, just trying to get through the day. Yeah. Is there anything that we can tell them right now about how to be stoical in the moment? What's cool about Stoicism, so the biggest Stoic is Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, but his favorite philosopher is Epictetus, who's a slave in the same system at the same time. And they're both focused on this sense of how do we have command over ourselves. So even if we have a lot of power over other people, or even have no power, but how do we have command over our thoughts, our opinions? It's ultimately Stoicism is what part of this is in my control, and I want to give all of my energy and attention there.
How much of that is just having a positive mental attitude, too?
It's a big part of it. I think it's funny, people think of Stoicism as depressing or resigned, but it's really about focusing on what you control and being empowered there.
Being optimistic to some extent that I can do this.
Yeah, when you look at the life of someone like Marcus Aurelius, which has tragedy and a pandemic and war and floods and all these disasters, that he got out of bed every morning was an immense act of courage and hope, and he did it early, and he worked hard, and he tried to realize his potential. So this idea of this sort of depressive, sad, emotionless Stoic is not what
Do we all have to meditate? Are there things we all need to do?
Well, Marcus Aurelius' work is meditations, but he's not, sitting there with his eyes closed. He's writing. And I think journaling as a practice for CEOs, leaders, athletes is how do you create some distance from your thoughts How do you calm yourself down? How do you hold yourself accountable?
I thought about doing the journaling thing, the artist's way, and all of that. Yeah.
That's time.
Some quiet time in the morning. We're
in the morning TV business. We don't have quiet time in the morning.
You
it's
had
sort
a
of
drive
problem.
in here, or you got time. You got time. Little quiet moments. We can imagine he was a pretty busy guy, but he's finding some time to scribble things down.
His favorite philosopher was a slave.
Yeah.
Did he do anything to release the slave?
Well, he comes a little bit. So Epictetus lives in the time of Nero. Marcus Aurelius is a few emperors later. Were the Stoics perfect in these things? No. I mean, Rome was not a great place to be an emperor or a slave. But
I'd rather be an emperor.
Yeah, you'd rather be. The Stoics call these our preferred indifference. Would you rather be rich or poor, tall or short? You have some choice. But whatever hand fate deals us, you try to figure out.
Stoicism has been a big topic in many of your books. What's the difference between where you started in this process and where you are right now?
I think, like a lot of young men, I was interested at first at what Stoicism could do for me, how it could make me more productive, more resilient, more in control of myself. But the virtue of justice, which is such an essential part of Stoicism, is like what Stoicism's asking of you, the standards you hold yourself to as a person, a citizen, a human being, a spouse, a parent. And so, we can't strip the ethical component out of Stoicism. And if we think of the Stoics as being these powerful, important people, the check that ultimately held them from doing whatever they wanted was these sort of ethics or these standards that they inherited.